Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Miller and I am here on behalf of Lebanon PA 250. On social media, I'm known as the Hometown Historian. What is Lebanon PA 250? Well, it's a cog in a much larger wheel, America 250. What is that? Well, it's a celebration here in 2026 of the 250th anniversary of the founding of America with the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. The purpose of this series that we will be doing together, going on these adventures, is to find a history right outside our back door that has to do with the founding of the country, and then on. It'll be stories about events, people, places, all kinds of occurrences. So it'll be a really neat series for you guys to come along on. Where are we today? Well, we're actually outside the Lebanon Valley. We're in Grantville, Pennsylvania, right near there at the old Hanover Presbyterian churchyard. The church is long since gone. I believe it was in the 1880s when that burnt down. But right here we have a couple of really important gentlemen that are possibly buried here, and possibly in that church is where the first document of its kind was written. About 2 years prior to the Declaration of Independence, one of these airing of grievances or declarations of independence. It was called the Hanover Resolves. Weirdly, it's not even the most famous Hanover Resolves. About a month or two later, Hanover, Virginia had their own resolves. The Declaration of Independence, airing of grievances, that type of document. And there's a famous painting there. A couple of the founding fathers were involved with it. Whereas this Hanover Resolves, it's really a frontier town. Frontier area, and it was probably the only place that it could happen for the first time, because in essence what they were doing was treason. So they wrote 5 resolves of what the issues were that they had with the British government and the crown. The most famous line is, "We're going to trust our cause to heaven and our rifles." It's really eloquent the way they wrote. Also was sort of a generic airing of grievances. They didn't go into the details that maybe, say, about 2 months later, Lancaster City would have their own resolves, and they would go more into what happened with the Boston Massacre, the different stamp taxes and things of that nature that was making everybody unhappy. But nonetheless, it was the first of its kind, and they took a tremendous chance with doing that, and that's how our freedom was born. Right here in Hanover Township, Pennsylvania, which would ultimately lead to the connection to Lebanon with their very own resolves. History is his story. Her story. It's our story. History lives on in all of us. History is out there, my friends.